Today, we're talking about a storm that nearly tore the sky in two. Around noon on August 26th in eastern China, a few hours flipped from sweltering heat to a triple hit of torrential rain, hail, and hurricane-force winds. The Yangtze River Delta was thrown into chaos. The North China Plain snapped into fall mode, and a new typhoon threat was already organizing offshore. Safety comes first. Noon on August 26th, Hangzhou, Zhejiang. The sky went dark like someone flipped a switch. Thick clouds rolled in and dropped like a giant curtain. The wind arrived first, a siren wailing through city streets. Air screamed between the high rises. Gusts briefly hit force 11 and then 13 on the Beaufort scale, well into hurricane territory. Tree canopies flipped inside out, and roadside signs rattled like paper. Just when people thought it would be a heavy downpour, hail started pounding down, first pea-sized, then the size of a fingernail, and soon chunks as big as eggs, hammering the ground. In minutes, curbs piled up white, turning summer streets into a winter scene. Umbrellas were punched through or flipped inside out. Crowds scattered for cover under arcades, at subway entrances, and in underground garages. Temperatures dropped like an elevator, about 15 degrees Celsius, within half an hour. One side of the asphalt still radiated heat. The other was a cold white strip, carpeted with hail. People called it fire and ice at the same time. Cars froze in place with hazard lights on. Wipers at full speed couldn't cut through the white curtain. Dashcams caught the non-stop bang-bang of hail. Those weren't pebbles, they were ice chunks. In minutes, hoods were pockmarked, storefront glass cracked, and icy water poured through door seams. Before the wind and hail eased, runoff was already back flowing off roofs and down stairwells. Several Hangzhou subway entrances shut quickly as announcements looped. Please move to a safe area. Some tunnels saw seepage. Trains were halted or put under slow orders. Departure boards at high-speed rail stations flipped to delayed and canceled. Flights slipped and then dropped off the board. Zhejiang University suspended classes across multiple campuses and opened gyms as emergency shelters, floors lined with mats, volunteers handing out hot water, blankets, and disposable raincoats. The storm didn't stop at the Qiantang River. It tracked north along the Yangtze estuary. Shanghai dropped into low-visibility mode, under lightning, sheets of rain, and punishing wind. Elevated roadways pawned in multiple spots, some stretches briefly turning into open water. Street trees toppled at the roots, bus stop canopies ripped off, and signboards and roof fragments littered corners. Storm water reversed into sewers, popping manhole covers and turning streets into rapids. Sanitation crews and utility teams stood watch through the night, setting barricades and switching to temporary power. At Pudong Airport, brief roof leaks led to cordoned-off areas on the concourse. Passengers sat on the floor waiting for updates. Some said the worst part wasn't the delay. It was the sky that stayed black from morning till night. This wasn't a local pop-up storm. It was a linked-up, extreme weather event spanning a huge area. In Nanchang, Jiangxi, pounding rain plus hail pushed or broke rainfall records within hours. In Changsha, Hunan, lightning, thunder, and gale-force gusts echoed between towers, forcing pedestrians to shuffle along walls. The mountains in northern Guangxi and Guangdong brought new trouble, flash floods and landslide risk. Some villages were evacuated, rural roads washed out, and bridges needed quick reinforcement. This storm didn't happen in a vacuum. Typhoon Swordfish had just churned the South China Sea, pumping in unusual heat and moisture. With sea surface temperatures running hot and the atmosphere destabilized, that broken balance toppled like dominoes, leaving central and eastern China one nudge away from ignition. A new tropical system, Typhoon number 14, Blue Lake, is closing in, with model tracks pointing toward Hainan and the South China coast. For many, it feels like barely catching a breath before the next hit. The north wasn't spared. Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei sat under day after day rain, the band stretching northwest. Mountain areas of Inner Mongolia, Gansu, and Ningxia saw daily totals top 100 millimeters. Flash flood alerts sounded. Mountain roads washed out, and gullies rose and fell in sudden surges. The temperature drop was what everyone felt first. Daytime highs hovered just above 20 degrees Celsius, then slipped below that at night. People broke out light jackets and joked in parks that fall showed up early. Parts of the expressway in Zhejiang closed temporarily as the city pooled with water. In Beijing, the old city moat rose fast, and rain polished the Red Palace walls a deeper sheen. Taiyuan and Yan'an reported multiple geologic hazard risks. Monitoring and patrols went on through the night. If you break this down, a few keywords jump out. The subtropical high shifted north. Think of a giant heat lid trapping southern heat and moisture. Sea temperatures running high. The ocean is the storm's fuel tank, feeding convection nonstop. A sharp clash of air masses. Cool, dry air pushing south slams into warm, humid flow, triggering severe convection. Typhoon outflow stacking on top. Mature or fading tropical systems funnel moisture and boost convergence along the edges, helping storms bulk up. With that setup, supercells, squall lines, downbursts, and hail swaths are more likely. On the ground that looks like minute-by-minute wind explosions and dump bucket rain. Why so many felt it hit without warning? In reality, the cells grew so fast that people's senses outran the alerts. This storm was a surprise stress test. Drainage. Cloudbursts blew past design specs, so backflow and sewer overflows were nearly inevitable. Urban greenery and add-on structures, aging street tree roots, and the bracing on billboards and signs all got cross-examined by the wind. Transportation. Subways are a city's arteries, but they run in low-lying corridors. Stations need to open and close fast, and segments must be rerouted. Airport and high-speed rail delays ripple out into everyone's plans. It's too soon to tally the economic loss, but every shattered pane, every hail-dimpled car, every emergency call-out is another line on the ledger. The anxiety starts with not knowing. People doom-scrolled alerts and radar, watched clips in group chats. Some doubled up window film, others slapped on cardboard and tape. Towels, basins, and mops lined up at home to block leaky sills and thresholds. Bottled water, instant noodles, bread, and batteries vanished from shelves. Power banks, flashlights, and disposable ponchos turned into bestsellers. Yars ran late into the night with cuts from glass, hail bruises, and slip-and-fall injuries. But in the same 24 hours, there was plenty of warmth. Cab drivers giving free lifts to subway stops. Convenience stores pouring hot water for people sheltering inside. Building staff patrolling through the night. Volunteers escorting seniors to safer floors. In a storm, a city's warmth comes from its people. As Blue Lake's track sharpens, Hainan, Guangdong, and Guangxi should keep eyes on the sea. Zhejiang, Jiangsu, and Shanghai need to watch for wraparound showers and secondary hazards 48 to 72 hours after passage. In North China, days of rain have saturated soils. Flash flood and landslide risks won't fade right away. Translation: stay alert. Not panic, just a better prepared daily life. Ten practical tips for viewers, emphasized in voiceover or noted. 1. Not avoid traveling during severe storms. Do not wait under bridges, in underpasses, or at tunnel entrances. 2. During thunderstorms, stay away from trees and metal structures, and unplug non-essential electronics. 3. If you hit hail and high winds while driving, slow down, turn on your hazards, and wait it out. Don't try to drive through flooded streets. 4. As a temporary fix, tape windows in an X pattern and bring in planters or loose items from windowsills and balconies. 5. Prep a go bag, a flashlight, portable charger, basic first aid, bottled water, and non-perishable food. 6. Know your neighborhood's designated shelters and set a family meetup plan. 7. Follow official alerts and trusted radar feeds. Ignore clickbait headlines and unverified videos. 8. Move cars out of basement garages and low-lying areas ahead of time. Avoid staying in underground spaces. 9. After heavy rain, watch for electrical hazards. Keep clear of gushing manholes and their edges. 10. After the storm, document any damage. Save photos and receipts to make insurance claims easier. Extreme weather doesn't stand alone. Behind it are longer climate pulses and urban questions. How do we upgrade drainage from built for a 5-year storm to ready for a 50-year storm? How do we check wind loads for trees, signage, roofs, and solar panels at the installation stage? How do communities run regular, real-world emergency drills? With hotter days, heavier rain, and more typhoons ahead, we need more than heroic rescues. We need to turn lessons into policy and design, upgrading from ad hoc response to long-term adaptation. The rain will stop, the wind will ease, the clouds will break. What we can do is come out of each storm better prepared. You can't change the weather, but you can change how you face it. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe. Tell us what's happening in your city in the comments, and drop any practical safety tips you've learned. We'll keep tracking the weather and bring you the latest guidance. Take care and stay safe.